It's super windy today, not really a day for going up high. So we just set off walking through Glen Feshie up to the Bothy.
We may or may not be able to cross the fords.
It's just dropped away there.
I'm Athena and this is my partner, Harvey. We've been sharing many adventures together over the years, from camping and climbing to hiking and van life. Last year, we embarked on our biggest adventure yet. This is our little girl, Aífe. And not forgetting Oslo, of course. Join us as we navigate family life with our love of the outdoors and adventure.
Yes, we're going for a walk with Oslo. Someone's all warm for their walk?
Yeah, looking good, aren't you?
Someone else is ready for their walk?
Also looking good, Oslo, don't worry. I know, maxing out on the cute. Aren't you?
Morning, Aífe.
Morning.
It's really cold today.
Yeah, my eyes are watering. I just saw some red squirrels in the trees. I was like, I kind of thought it was a pine mine because it looked quite big. So I ran over it, but it's actually just red squirrels. Hey ho.
Just a red squirrel.
Just a red squirrel. What can I say? A wed squirrel? A red squirrel.
Whenever we put Aífe in the Ergo Baby at home, she's always like kind of fussing a little bit, not really happy, and then the minute we step outside, it's like, and she just calms down. She's looking up at the trees, she just loves it outside.
Kind of taught her how to stick her tongue out the other day, so she's been maxing out on that. Yeah.
It's super windy today, not really a day for going up high, but we're just on a morning walk with Oslo, and then gonna make a plan for the day, probably stay low in the valley. Yeah.
We're just heading out to Garten, which is in the middle of the nature reserve in Abernethy Forest. And as you can see, we're driving a slightly different car as normal. We've actually been lent a Citroen C5 Aircross, I think, and it's an amazing drive. It's also a hybrid, so just to give it some context, like we have our own cars. I've got my little van, Athena's got her car, we've also got the big van now, and we're just like really aware of kind of like our footprint, and once the big van's done I'll get rid of my little one, and then we'll look at getting like a slightly better, more modern car eventually. So the opportunity arose to borrow a hybrid, which we thought, actually, you know, let's see what they're like. We're both kind of curious as to the whole electric thing. You know, this is something that is gonna come in. You know, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen. So it seemed like a great idea to borrow it. It's been fantastic. At the moment, I'm just driving electric. through the nature reserve, which for me I think is actually like a really great thing, because it means that our impact onto the nature reserve itself is minimal, nothing. So it's all these little things that we can do in our day-to-day, which I think is quite good really, if we can just make little steps. No one's perfect, no one's ever going to be, but you know, we can try. And for now we're going to head over to Lochgarten.
Getting to drive the C5 has definitely made us consider our options for the future, but that's some way off. For now, we were really grateful to Citroën for the opportunity to see how their hybrids work, to have some spectacular Scottish roads to drive it on, and to reduce our impact while away.
So we've actually finally come home, and the weather's really bad. We shot into Aviemore quickly, and then we went over to Granton Spey, where we went to, what's it called? The
KJ's Bothy Bakery.
KJ's Bothy Bakery, and these guys used to own the Mountain Cafe, didn't they?
Yeah, which was amazing for brekkie.
Which was really good. And so we're just home now. Athena's doing some quick feedy time. Uncle Oslo is, falling asleep on the sofa. And we're just having a chilled out afternoon really. Just editing some photos, watching the Olympics, and keeping it nice and chilled really, isn't it? Yeah.
While in the past we would likely have been out and about whatever the weather, while Aífe is still small, we are really learning to slow down a lot more and enjoy those moments of in-between. It's easy to get wrapped up thinking about the next thing, the next walk, the next trip away, or the next big adventure. But these little moments in between it all are actually, I think, what make life so beautiful.
Just come home, and Athena's giving Aífe a bath, and she's been really good at baths, but doesn't seem to be enjoying it this time. Oh. So you're a little bit happier now, aren't you? Daddy's seat, just having a little bit of father-daughter TV time in front of the fire. Checking it out. It's got quite black. I need to clean it.
A little wind down before bed.
A bit better now, aren't you? You, my dear, are ridiculously buff. You are so buff. Nom 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 nom. Yeah, well, whatever. I just snap my fingers. Smashing out all the brands already. Oh yeah.
So we just set off walking through Glen Feshie up to the Bothy, which name I cannot pronounce.
It's up there somewhere.
Yeah, I'll put the name on the screen for you guys. But yeah, we've just had a little look at the river.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I mean, it doesn't look like it's in full flood or like spate, so we'll see. I mean, we may or may not be able to cross the fords.
And how many fords is there? 2?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's only one way to find out, I suppose.
Yeah. When we set off from the car park, there are these 2 families with a bunch of kids on bikes going for a bike ride up through the valley, and it's just super nice to see like yeah, Harvey just said it's kind of like life goal, seeing them with all their kids just getting out, and even when Aífe gets older, just made me think there's so much we are really excited to do with her, like cycling and skiing, base jumping, Harvey just said. Joking.
The walk to the Bothy takes us through Glen Feshie, one of 3 estates in Scotland which are part of the Wildland Conservation Group. These guys have a 200-year vision to let nature heal, grow and thrive. With over 5,000 species found on the estate, 20% are classed as nationally rare. Eagles, wildcats, ospreys, otters, pine martens and also capercaillie call this internationally significant corner of the Cairngorms home. Oh, that'll make a great picture. It's got like this mother tree just there with like all of these seedlings around it. That's really nice.
Cliff has just dropped away there into the river.
So this is where we're crossing. It's not actually that bad, so I think we'll just go across here. It looks fairly flat, it's fairly shallow, the water's moving fast, but I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
And I'll just keep my trusty pole with me for the stability. So that's the worst of it. So thankfully the river wasn't in spate, so all is good. On to the Bothy.
So just checking my map, and we're just in this woodland, Coil and Tor. The Bothy is just here by my thumb. So not got far to go. We've come from the P up here. So we're just checking the map about where we should go. So we want to take the left-hand path here. That's a dead end up there. Oh dear, how am I going to get...
It's really beautiful here.
Just caught sight of the Bothy, which is great because I'm starving, ready for my mushroom soup.
We arrived at the Bothy, which, now bear with me, is called Rui Atacan, in the heart of Glen Feshie. This Bothy was refurbished in 2017 and is pretty nice, to be fair, with 2 wood burners, plenty of space, a sleeping room in the loft and long drop toilets.
Another Bothy. 2 Bothys, 3 months old.
This is definitely an upgrade.
Yeah, it's super nice in here, isn't it?
Oh, dark chocolate. I wonder if people are coming back actually.
Yeah.
It's owned and maintained by the Wildland Group. Next to the Bothy is a ruin of a much older building, where Sir Edward Lancer, a famous English artist, stayed and sketched deer, which led him to paint the monarch of the Glen, probably one of the most iconic paintings of Scotland from the 19th century.
This is your second Bothy trip. Second?
So yeah, we just made it to the Bothy and up in Glen Feshie, and yeah, what an amazing place. And like the woodlands here are incredible, and sort of the fact they're letting it rewild is fantastic. I think it was a bit of an experiment in like 2006. A guy who bought it basically thought the only way we're going to make this happen is by culling the deer hard and keeping the deer population really low. And I think there's a bit of pushback against it because people didn't think that the trees were going to grow back through the grassland and the thick heather cover, but it's coming back in abundance. It's amazing, actually. It's so great to see, like a sort of another aspect to this whole kind of like wooded corridor of Scotland. It's amazing to see, and it's only going to get better and better. And you can just see up on the hill behind me, like this is all juniper, young juniper all coming up, and then you've got old Caledonian pines, and then there's young all coming up in between that, and birch, and then like out on these sort of flat plateau area near the river, then you can see it all coming back.
Onwards?
Yeah, start heading back. I think it took us what, an hour and a half?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, to come out. About right. Sort of 5Ks. Oh, God. I nailed this whole boot opening thing, finally. It's only taken a week. Hey!
Whenever we leave Scotland, we always want to come back. We can't wait to show Aífe more of our favourite parts of the country, so I guess we'll be seeing you soon.